Hello everybody, this is Gwenno Dafydd from the Alternative BBC. That's the bathroom broadcasting coach, and here I am still broadcasting from my bathroom. Today is April the 7th, it's session 16, believe it or not, and today I'm going to be talking about loneliness. Yesterday we talked about celebrations. Now, Boris Johnson is now in the high dependency unit of a hospital. And although I don't agree with his policies or his recent decisions about some major concerns, I do not wish him any harm. It's a very lonely place that he's in at the moment. People aren't able to visit him, and his pregnant girlfriend is not with him. And having been in a situation where I haven't been able to breathe for a very long time properly, it must be a very terrifying position for him to be in as well. So I do wish him well, and I hope that having come through this, he will realise how wonderful the NHS actually is. Loneliness happens when our need for rewarding, and I underline rewarding, social contacts and relationships is not met. Now, what does rewarding mean? Well, it means that you feel valued, that it is a reciprocal thing in some ways. It's not the same as being alone. I've been self-employed my entire life, and I have spent the vast majority of my working life on my own. But I actually love my own company. I haven't got a problem. I'm very disciplined. I get on with it. And it's rare that I feel alone within that scenario. However, I have felt dreadfully alone at many times in my life, and those were to do with health issues. But I won't bore you with that. So I do know what I'm talking about. It can affect us all at different times. And I think now, during the COVID crisis, I think it's affecting a lot of people who would usually be quite bouncy and resilient. It's getting to us all by now. And so I looked today on Google to see what it had to say about loneliness. And the first thing that popped up was the Mind website. And I don't know if you know, but Mind is a mental health charity, and that's what came up first of all. And it's this feeling of being disconnected to people. And what is interesting is that studies suggest that loneliness and addiction feed upon themselves. So isolation is not a good thing for feeling lonely. So we've discussed certain ways of not feeling lonely, I suppose, in the past. I think what is going to happen during this COVID crisis is that it brings the best and it brings the worst out of people. And the best is that people are reaching out to help people. And so if you feel a bit lonely and you want to help someone, then reach out and help them. If you feel lonely and you don't think that you're in a position to help, then reach out and be helped. So there's an awful lot of resources out there. Headspace is a great website, and they've got some information there called Weathering the Storm. They acknowledge that loneliness is going to be an issue during this crisis. I spent 2 months in Southeast Asia on my own. That was as a result of reading the book which I told you about a while ago, which was Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And on the first few days, I felt a bit terrified. And then I started feeling lonely. And then I thought, well, if I reach out to people, they will either do one of two things. And one is they will welcome me or they will reject me. And the feeling was that if they rejected me, they were not the sort of person who I would want to be connected with in the first place. And that's how it happened. People welcomed me, and I felt supported, and I felt as if I was like a ball bouncing along from one person to the next. It was a really nice feeling. So my advice to anybody feeling lonely is reach out. It's nothing to feel ashamed of. We're all going to be feeling lonely at different times. We're all going to be feeling some very negative emotions over the next few weeks or however long it's going to last. Become your own best friend. As I said, I'm rarely lonely when I'm got things to keep me occupied. And the most important motto that I use when I'm coaching is, if it's to be, it's up to me. I can't expect anybody to make contact with me. I have to make the first move, and very often people will welcome the fact that you made the first move and said, oh, I fancy a real chin wag, I'm feeling a bit low. Just talk to people, reach out to them. And another motto that I like is, a stranger is a new friend you haven't yet met. So think about all of those things, reach out, help other people, or ask for help if you need it yourself. Don't just sit there suffering in silence. It doesn't make any sense. Now, tomorrow I'm going to be looking at something that is quite important, enoughness and perfectionism. So what I mean is, oh, well, I'm a good enough mother, I'm a good enough size, I don't need to lose any weight. Enoughness is something that we don't really accept. It's about accepting who we are and being content with how we are. So keep safe and sing. I'll see you tomorrow. Who will?